Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my account of a completely unplanned trip to Mamalapuram, also known as Mahabalipuram. In my previous video, I covered Mahabalipuram beach, the beach bazaar, and the Madras Crocodile Bank. Click the links in the description if you haven't seen them yet. It was our second day in Mamalapuram and we were yet to explore its famous temples. The historical town has a collection of religious monuments which have been quite unimaginatively labeled as the group of monuments. This group of monuments was built during the 7th and 8th century by the Pallava dynasty and has been declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Most of these monuments are located near each other, and on a pleasant day you can easily stroll from one to another. However, as this was a hot evening, we engaged a tour guide to pick us from our hotel and take us around in his auto. Of all the landmarks that we visited in Mahabalipuram, here are the top 5. At number 5 is the Krishna and Panch Pandava Mandaps, a part of the group of monuments. The Krishna Mandapam shelters 9 reliefs carved on rock surfaces dedicated to Lord Krishna. Notable among these are carvings of dancing gopis or milkmaids, a standing bull, and Krishna lifting the Govardhan hill. The Panch Pandava Mandap, also known as the Panch Pandava Cave Temple, is the largest cave in Mahabalipuram. The front facade of the cave comprises of columns resting on seated lions. The Panch Pandava Mandap continues on to the open-air bas-relief of Arjuna's penance, which is number 4 on my list. Measuring 29 by 13 meters, Arjuna's penance is a magnificent open-air bas-relief carved on 2 monolithic boulders. The relief is an ensemble of more than 100 figures of gods, humans, half-humans, and animals. This landmark is known by 2 popular names. According to the first story, this giant bas-relief depicts the legend of Kirat Arjunyam from the great epic Mahabharata. While exiled in the forest, Arjun, the third Pandav, pleases Lord Shiva with his penance to obtain the powerful Pashupatastra weapon. Arjuna's penance and forest life is sculptured on the 2 boulders. According to the second story, the relief depicts the descent of the sacred river Ganga from heaven to earth led by Rishi Bhagirath. The natural fissure between the 2 boulders is skillfully used to depict the cosmic descent of the Ganga, witnessed by gods, animals, and mythical figurines. At number 3 on my list is the Pancharathas, a group of 5 monolithic structures carved out of naturally occurring blocks of granite. These structures are considered symbolic of the 5 Pandavas and their wife Draupadi. However, like some other Mahabalipuram landmarks, the Pancharathas too have been named keeping tourists in mind rather than historical accuracy. In reality, these structures are temples dedicated to the deities Shiva, Vishnu, and Durga. Next on my list is Krishna's Butterball, a gigantic granite boulder resting precariously on the slope of a hillock in Mamalapuram. Of course, there's nothing buttery about this boulder. It is a solid 250-ton rock, 20 feet high and 5 meters wide. Yet, it miraculously manages to balance itself on a downward slope on a base measuring less than 2 square feet. The Butterball was originally called Van Iraikal, Tamil for Stone of Sky God. A tour guide apparently came up with the fanciful name Krishna's Butterball in 1969 while showing it off to Indira Gandhi, then Prime Minister of India. According to Hindu mythology, Lord Krishna as a baby was fond of stealing butterballs. As the guide pointed out, the granite boulder resembles a butterball from certain angles. During the British rule, the governor of Madras, Arthur Havelock, had made an attempt to move the boulder due to safety concerns. He used 7 elephants to try and move the boulder from its precarious position, but without any success. This butterball has managed to remain in place for more than 1200 years despite cyclones, earthquakes, and a tsunami. Finally, number 1 on my list is the Shore Temple, so named because it overlooks the shore of the Bay of Bengal. Built during the 8th century AD, the Shore Temple is one of the oldest structural temples in India. It has been classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1984. The Shore Temple comprises 3 temples built with blocks of granite on the same platform. The main temple faces east, so that the sun's rays fall on the shivling inside. The Shore Temple has a huge lawn where you can relax and watch the sunset. We spent more than an hour in the gardens. I felt at peace here. And that completes my account of a completely unplanned trip to Mamallapuram. Bye!